Over the full discussion from the Hurricane Center, but the basic lowdown is that it hasn't moved very much. It has lost a little bit of strength overnight. It's got some problems because not only is it losing some of the warm water that's helping to fuel it, and that's due to the rain that's coming down and cooling the ocean surface, as well as the churning up of the water underneath it that's bringing up some colder water from deeper down. So basically, it's kind of choking itself out a little bit when it comes to the fuel it needs to stay strong. That being said, it is still a powerful Category 3 hurricane with winds at 120 miles per hour and higher gusts, and it continues to hammer Grand Bahama. And as the computer models show, it is going to eventually start to make this move to the northwest later on this morning into this afternoon. So for now, it's still sitting in the same place, and it's still about 90 miles, the center of the storm, about 90 miles offshore from us, or a little bit more than that. As we get to 2 p.m. this afternoon, it is expected to already have started moving and will be off the Treasure Coast, and then it continues to move up to the north overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, where it is somewhere just offshore of Melbourne and the Space Coast, and then continuing up to the north. Now, there is still a chance it could shift back to the west a little bit, and if so, it would be a much bigger impact on our area and on Florida in general. It is expected to move really quickly off to the north after that. Real quick, I want to show you the wind gust possibilities, and we'll go to Katia with the watches and warnings that are still in effect. But today we could see sustained winds of 35 to 45 miles per hour. That's just sustained winds, even with where the storm is right now, and then much higher wind gusts. And this is the European model showing some of the wind gusts that are possible today. By the time we get to later on this afternoon, this evening, we could be seeing wind gusts that are around 70 miles per hour, maybe even wind gusts as high as 80 miles per hour up along the Treasure Coast as the storm scoots to the north and up toward the Space Coast later on tonight into tomorrow morning. Let's get a look at the watches and warnings. I didn't see very many changes in any of that, Katia, so we're still under a good number of watches and warnings.
So let's just update you on what we have going on. As Glenn mentioned, no really changes in the watches and warnings. So, but here's what we have still going on across the Treasure Coast. Still a hurricane warning is in place. There's also still a hurricane watch in place for coastal and Metro Palm Beach County. Still a tropical storm warning in place for Palm Beach County and also Okeechobee County. And there is still a storm surge warning for the Treasure Coast and also coastal Palm Beach County. Let's get a look at some of the rain working its way through the area right now, pushing into western Indian River County along the turnpike right there. We also have a lot of rain developing closer to the coast here, extending from Stewart going into Boynton Beach. If we put a little tracker on some of this rain here, you can see Jupiter Farms. You could see that rain around 5:06 this morning, the acreage around 5:28, and Wellington around 5:44. We also have some rain heading kind of due south here towards Boynton Beach at around within the next couple of minutes or so. Delray Beach 5:11, Yamato around 5:18, and Boca Raton for you around 5:24 this morning. And there's a lot more rain headed our way. We'll show you that in just a few minutes here.